Alright, man, you tuned into the Freeway show on Apex Radio. You know what it is. At Apex Radio 1. That's on Twitter. At Apex_radio on Instagram. And at Apex Radio on Snapchat. I gotta get those down, man. There's just too many social media things going on right now, you know what I mean? Instagram, Tinder, Tumblr, Bumbler, Fumbler, you know what I mean?
Every week is a new one, man.
Every week is a new one. But it is what it is, man. That's the wave of the future, right?
That's how
We in the building with Audie, Hewitt.
You are now tuned into the Freeway show on Apex Radio.
Welcome to the show, man. How you
Thanks
doing?
for having me, man.
No doubt, no doubt. It's good to see you.
I'm as good as usual.
We were talking about your name a bit before the show started, about Audie Hewitt, and you're telling me back home it was
Audie.
a different pronunciation.
Yeah, well, because my name isn't really a Caribbean name per se.
Okay.
It was easier for people to call me Audie.
Okay.
Than Audie, and I guess it just stuck, right?
All right.
Yeah.
So the correct pronunciation is
Audie.
Audie.
That's it.
Audie Hewitt.
It's easy
So-
here. I mean, in North America,
Yeah.
there's nothing strange about it.
Nothing strange about it. Straightforward, man. So if you're
It's your
bumbling it up, don't get it twisted. The man's here to set the record straight. Tell us a bit about yourself, though. Back home. Where's back home?
Back home is Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad. Okay.
Trini blood,
Trini blood.
for real.
I like that. I love Trinidad. I had an uncle who married a Trinidad lady, and Christmas dinner at the house was
Turned up.
always blessed.
Turned up.
We had the fondue going. It was, man, those were the days.
Yeah, man.
Those were the days. But I see you do a lot of things. You're a producer. You're an engineer. You're a vocal coach. A songwriter.
True that.
You're a good man to have around.
Well, I mean, some say so.
Tell me, which one did you get started on first?
Well, I started off as a vocalist.
Okay.
I mean, it started from a passion for music and, you know, more or less North American style music because in the Caribbean where I'm from, in Trinidad where I'm from, we're mostly known for soca and calypso, right? Mostly Caribbean styles, but I was always into North American stuff, you know.
Apex Radio.
Pretty much everything musical I was into.
Right.
Not just the Caribbean stuff, but more so to the North American R&B.
The more,
and
okay,
pop
you're
and
drawn to
pop
the
and
North
stuff.
American flavor.
Yeah, I think that's
Now-
because I had an uncle who was
Yeah.
a DJ.
Okay.
So,
Okay. It always starts with one member in the family
Yeah,
drawing
something
you
like-
towards that, right?
Something like that, you know.
Your mom didn't have you singing in no youth choir or nothing like that?
Well, she tried.
She tried, of
Yeah,
course.
well.
Of course, I do. She must have had to try.
Back then I wasn't having that. I was not having
Nah.
that. Because, as I said, it wasn't popular to do like pop and R&B back home. So I never felt like I wanted to, you know, showcase that in an environment where it wasn't that popular.
The Freeway Show with Jukebox Verbal.
I've been singing since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, man. I remember days when I would come home from school. It was do your homework, and after that, I would sit in front of the radio and just listen and
Study.
sing and study.
Study.
And
Yeah.
nobody knew that I could sing outside of my family. I only started singing in my senior year in high school. And that was when people knew that, hey, this dude can sing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's funny because I went up for a talent show in my school talent show. I didn't want to do it, but it happened because I got caught. I got caught singing in the back of the class. It was like, this dude,
We're putting you in the show.
he need to go up and represent our class. He could sing. And at that point, I'd never sang in public,
Right.
outside. Well, I'd never sang in public. But I was always the type of person who felt like if I had to do it, it had to be great. It had to be worth something. It had to be for a grand reason. Can't be just, oh, I'm going on a talent show
Yeah.
for nothing. So that, you know, my family could say, hey, he was on TV. Wasn't interested in that. I really wanted to make an impact culturally. So when I was put on the spot in high school, I thought about it. I was kind of pressured, but I guess I was at a stage where I was at a crossroads. I either had to decide whether I want to share the gift or keep it to myself.
Keep it to yourself, yeah.
So I decided to share the gift. And I won the talent show, hands down, easy. It was funny because
you made it look easy.
Because nobody knew I could sing,
Yeah.
it was a huge shock to everyone.
Right. So from Trinidad and Tobago, is that where you were born?
I was born in
To London, Ontario. How'd that happen?
Well, ironically, I moved here after I settled down. I came off the market, more or less, because my wife is from London, Ontario. So
That's how it happens, man.
that's usually how it
If your wife is from a certain place and you end up there, that's it, man. You're a citizen.
Yeah,
You're a citizen. You're an official citizen.
That's what happened.
That's what it is. So how you liking life in London so far?
I mean, London is cool. I mean, London is, slowly becoming more and more of a music hub as time progresses, right? Since I've been here, I've been seeing a lot of development, not just artistically, but behind the scenes as well too, with the London Music Office. A lot of support behind them.
Some of the concert venues coming up too are building up and stuff like
they've been
that.
putting a lot of support behind the culture.
That's it, man.
behind
And
the
you need
music,
that for
I should
growth.
say.
You need that for growth, definitely. And as a artist and a producer yourself, tell me this. Like, I know, because sometimes artists who are producers tend to struggle with the outcome of their work because they want to be such perfectionists. And it's hard to kind of judge yourself when you make your own music. I find, having a bit of experience myself about it, I find that to make somebody else's music is easier. Because you can kind of hear them out. You're like, oh, that sounds good. But you're always so critical of yourself. Yeah. Do you work on any of your own music?
I do.
How do you find that balance? How do you deal with that struggle?
I mean, I guess when you get to a certain, well, for me personally, getting to a certain level as a vocalist, I think I'm pretty confident with what I put out vocally. So it's a lot easier for me to let things go.
Right.
Because I'm confident in what I do vocally. So I would record, and sometimes it's hard for the artists when they're recording themselves to know when they get the best take or
Right.
when they're done.
Yes.
But I feel comfortable in knowing when that's it.
So
I don't
in
struggle
other words,
that much.
it all comes from your confidence in yourself and your voice.
Yep.
To know that, okay, it sounds good.
And I mean, having a perspective of, per se, as a vocal teacher, I try to teach my students to sing as they speak. After
Okay.
you say something,
Sing as
you
they
can't really
speak.
take it back, right?
Right.
So if I'm having a conversation with you and I say something, I need to be confident in the way that I say it.
Right, of course.
And not worry about it.
Of course.
I kind of take that approach to vocal recording as well too, right? When I lay something down, I feel confident about how I do it, and I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't lose sleep over it.
No, you can't.
Because
You can't. Definitely. Because
Because
that
I-
holds a lot of artists back, I find.
because I strive for a high standard vocally off the jump. So I'm good with even sometimes the imperfections. I feel that it is
Right. It's
real.
part of the art.
It's real.
Right.
Typically, once you get to that place, you find too that you tend to enjoy the music a lot more too. Because as a producer, as a self-producer, you're a lot more critical, not just of yourself, but the way you listen to music too. You listen to music
True. Very
a
true.
lot more critically as opposed to
The
a
average
regular
listener.
average person
Right.
who would listen to a song and just enjoy it for what it is.
Of
right?
course. Yeah. You notice some things that the average person wouldn't pick up.
Yeah, but when you get to a certain place as a music lover and as a performer, you tend to find your way back to that ability to just listen
Right.
and just
Definitely.
enjoy it. You know?
For sure. And you talked about vocal coaching.
Yep.
Tell me a bit more about vocal coaching. What does that entail exactly?
Well,
To be a vocal coach.
it entails the ability to strengthen the average person's vocal skill. vocal development, because your voice is more or less like any other muscle in your body, right?
Gotta exercise it.
And some people have different strengths and different weaknesses as well. A person might not be able to discern notes or keys, whereas another person might be able to do so easily, but
Right.
they don't have that vocal strength because that's not what they do, or they might have different weaknesses when it comes to their breathing technique or their approach technically to vocals, right? But I try to enhance all of that and strengthen all of that from an urban standpoint.
From an urban standpoint. Right.
The Freeway Show.
What's the range of improvement?
Can-
Can you start hitting notes that you couldn't hit before, or does your voice just naturally have a range that you can hit?
It takes a lot of determination to be able to expand your vocal ability. I mean, it's the same as going to the gym. Same like going to the gym. If you don't
Okay.
apply yourself properly going to the gym, you can
Yeah.
go there for months and
See no results.
not really
right.
see the kind of results that you'd be looking
Right.
for, right?
Of
But
course.
it's the same as a vocalist or a person going through the ropes of vocal development would need to apply themselves the way they supposed to. But having a good vocal coach with experience also helps that. Kind of like having a personal trainer at the gym.
Right.
It's
right.
kind of like the same thing.
Now tell me, you're also a songwriter as well,
True that.
and you write songs for other people.
True that.
How difficult is it to get inside somebody's shoes and write based on what that person might want to say?
Well, I mean, if you get to know the person that you're writing for and what they want to say, if you're a good writer, you're a good writer, right?
Yeah, of
I
course.
mean, you get your inspiration together and you say it the way it needs to be said. And once it connects with the actual person you're writing for, you're good to go, right? The rest is production.
Mhm.
The rest is their delivery as the artist to make it come alive, right?
So your job is the lyrical content,
Yeah.
basically,
Partially.
right?
Because, I mean, you could write a song that mightn't be appropriate for you. I might write a song that wouldn't be appropriate for you.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. You have to put yourself kind of in that person's shoes. So you're saying the key is basically getting to know the person and not,
Understanding who
maybe
they
not
are as an
deep,
artist,
but
yeah.
on some kind of level.
Yep.
Right.
That's part of it. Understanding who they are as an artist and what they're trying to project and portray, whether or not you could connect with that on an inspirational level
Right.
and a lyrical level.
I see. So you write for some artists in Canada, of course. What's your thoughts on the Canadian music scene right now?
I mean, for me, I'm like a universal, or I don't want to say a globalist, but I just believe that talent is universal.
Okay, of
So
course.
I don't really see it too much as a Canadian artist or an American artist or even a Trinidadian artist, because we live in an age where that doesn't really matter, right?
Right.
But
Thanks to
there's certainly a lot
technology,
of talent.
right?
Yep. There's certainly a lot of talent in Canada, for real. That's without a doubt. That's undisputed.
Right, of course.
Especially in London, I find that, as in a lot of other places, London is not backward at all when it comes to talent, artistic talent. We have a lot of talented people in London. We do have a shortage of that person.
But then again, the reason I ask about the industry is because exactly what you're saying, because the talent is there, but the talent could be a lot of places, but it needs kind of a system. It's like a footballer.
Yeah,
I could be a footballer in London, Ontario, or I could be a footballer in Rome, Italy.
true.
If I'm in Rome, Italy, and I start to shine, chances are I'll get noticed. And I'll be put in some kind of system where they will bring me from a certain level to a certain level. And the chances are less of that happening maybe in London, because we're not necessarily known so much for our football prowess, if you might say. So, like, the industry, is it set up to help young artists? Is it set up to help artists that are already made it? Like, what do you think?
At the end of the day, that's an eternal struggle, man. The struggle to get noticed as an artist, no matter where you're at. Because you could be in a popular destination, let's say you're in New York or you're in LA, where, you know, those places are considered, or you're in Nashville, those places are considered to be, you know, entertainment hubs.
Yeah, hot spots.
You could be overshadowed by the people who are already established, you know what I mean?
Right.
And a lot of times, record labels and execs look for talent where it's not common to find it, where it mightn't be that popular to find, you know, the next big thing,
Right.
where it's already at. So London is kind of in a good position.
And technology is definitely helping that as well.
You are now tuned into the Freeway Show on Apex Radio.
Well, now for somebody like you who obviously has multiple skills, because you do your production, you do your engineering, your coaching, so it'll make it a bit easier for you to generate income because you have multiple sources or multiple skills that you can lean on. But for the average rapper who's like, all I do is spit bars, I write my tracks, I spit bars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's hard for them because they might have to go out and get a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
What would you advise a young up and comer? Do you think it's to their benefit to try and do a bit of everything?
I mean, you have to look at what you're capable of and find your strengths and weaknesses and be honest with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're not a good writer,
Can't force it.
you can't force it.
You can't force it. What do you think are some of the things one could do to set themselves up long term? Not just right now, but I mean, thinking about life after music. Because I mean, even music, in terms of making music, you need energy to get up and go to the studio. Right. You need energy to go on the road and perform. Like you said, these things aren't easy. They might look easy, but behind the scenes, the work involved is crazy. So I mean, it's gonna get to a point where you're gonna say, the body can't take it.
Do it no more, man.
How do you set yourself up for that time?
Again, I mean, I don't think there's usually more than one passion that you have as an individual, right?
Right.
And as an artist, you really need to look at the things that you're good at, the things you can make money from, stable money from,
Yeah.
and the things that outside of your music passion would support your lifestyle or support you after the music's gone, right?
Right.
I mean, at
So-
the end of the day, that's just real. That's
Right.
just real.
So in other words, it's not so good to be so narrow-minded. You always got to keep in mind the big picture and the other things that, I mean, because while you're working on your music, don't forget to work on
Your
the
life.
other thing that's going to help you after your music.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Don't put that to the side.
And then the thing is, why do you do music? Is it to make money, or is it because you're passionate about being an artist?
Makes a big difference. Makes a big
It's
difference.
a huge difference.
The Freeway Show with Jukebox Verbal.
Tell me a bit about Prevail Music.
Prevail Music is a music production company that focuses on the all-round artistic development.
Okay. And I noticed that your slogan said artists working for artists,
Artists working
which I
for
found interesting. Tell me a bit about that.
Well, I mean, we have a pretty interesting and strong team in that we all have a big background, a solid background in audio and music.
Okay, yeah.
All of us have experience on both sides of the spectrum, not just off stage, but on stage, not just in front, not just behind the scenes, but in front of the scenes,
Right.
as well, too.
Right.
Up front, you know.
That's it. So how do you feel that helps the dynamic as a
I
team?
mean, we understand what artists need because we were all artists ourselves.
Right.
So
Right.
we
It's
can
like the
relate.
coach that's an ex-player.
We could relate to some of the struggles that you might be going through as an artist, or some of the things you might be thinking, some of the concerns you might have as an artist. Some of us have been there and done that.
So you can speak from experience.
Yeah,
So if I walk in the door right now and I walk in and I say, Prevail, what's up? I'm an artist. How can you help me?
We'd say, you've come to the right place.
That's always a good thing to hear, right?
I mean, on the real, if we could take your vision, it must start with a vision coming from you, right? I mean, we could help point you in the right direction, but you can't invent another person's passion. They have to have it. If they don't have it, there's nothing you can really do beyond
right.
just going through the motions.
Yeah.
You know, we can't guarantee success. We can
Right.
only guide.
Success
help.
depends on you, the individual, right?
That's what's up. Nobody's really responsible for your success, because if another person is responsible for your success, it means
they're successful, not you.
You're not really successful.
Exactly.
Just riding off of you.
Exactly. What's your role in the whole Prevail? Like, how do you guys divide the roles amongst yourself? What's your role?
I mean, we have different people who specialize in different things. Like one person might specialize in metal, one person might specialize in country,
right.
Another person might specialize in hip hop, R&B,
right,
rock, or alternative, that kind of stuff. You know
right.
What I mean?
So it's all like you guys are a group of people all on the same plane running, but just in different departments. Mm-hmm. Okay.
We like people heading to work on a train. We all go in the same direction.
Right.
We have different portfolios.
Yeah.
We go in the same direction. We on the same train.
Yeah.
If you want to look at it like that. You know
That's
what I mean?
it.
You are now tuned into the Freeway Show on Apex Radio.
One thing I noticed is that when I was checking out your website and your social media for you and Prevail and all that stuff, it looks professional. It looks business-like. And this comes back to what we were talking about artists noticing what will make them money and what will make them marketable and give them a strong brand, because that's important if you want to eventually get some income, right? So speak on that and how important you guys thought it was to present that image and get all that stuff out there for people to see.
I mean, it's always good as an individual in anything you do to put your best foot forward and to put stuff out there that will actually cater to what people need if you decide that you want to provide a service, right? That's basically what we do. We provide a service, or a set of services, various services. So at the end of the day, it's all about understanding how to put that forward and being competent in what you do. So when people come to you, you could actually provide the service that they ask for, right?
Right.
You know what I mean?
A lot of people do that. They promise you big things, big dreams. They promise you the world on a platter.
They say, hey, I have this, I can give it to you. When you get there, they don't have it, and they can't give it to you.
It's easy to talk, my friend. Trust me. It's easy to open your mouth and say whatever you feel like saying, right?
I
but
mean,
at the end of the day, you got to back it up.
For real. I mean, again, we are in an age where it's very easy for anybody to pick up a computer, to acquire software, and a program, and express themselves in the way they want to.
Exactly.
But
very easy.
That still doesn't mean that they may be doing it in the best possible way. They're just doing it. But a lot of times there's a way to do things. There's a right way to do things, and then there's just
the other ways.
So we tend to fill that gap where the average person might be putting together their demos or doing stuff and not really understanding how to work within the parameters of audio or the principles of audio in the way they should. And we could take that raw talent and polish it and guide it and point it in the right direction. We don't make something from nothing.
Right.
In other words.
You just help what's already there to maximize its potential, basically.
We try to nurture and we try to guide. So we don't take full responsibility for, at the end of the day, what you accomplish through us.
Right.
Because we just point you in the right direction.
So basically your success after is your success. You
Not
guys
always.
are no longer involved in that.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the situation.
Right. Okay.
You know what I
So
mean?
you have
Because
situations where you after, because I know you have packages where you offer certain services. You have this package, that package, that package.
Right.
Now, what happens if I order this package number 1?
Right.
Now you've provided me all the services package number 1 entails.
Right.
What happens after that? Is it, all right, it's been nice working with you, best of luck, or is it like, all right, let's stay in touch, and if you need our help, just give us a call.
Yeah, I mean, we like to think of ourselves as, people who are genuinely passionate about the fate of
the artist. Yeah.
So,
all right.
I mean, anything you need, and we're pretty down to earth, very accessible. more or less. You know what I mean? You can
Which
always
makes
use
it
glasses.
always easier for the artist to get comfortable and
For real.
yeah.
We are not, you know, back in the day, it used to be, and even now it's very difficult to access a lot of, you know, producers on the fly.
Yeah.
It's not.
Quality ones.
Now it's a lot easier, but back in the day,
Yeah. Oh no.
you had to find the secretary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe talk to the lawyer.
And if you weren't extra talented, you weren't even getting a second look.
A
You
lot
know
of
what I
times
mean?
you can't even
'Cause-
get into a studio
Yeah. Oh no.
without
It's-
an A&R appointment.
times have changed.
Without
Times have definitely
a
changed.
legal documentation
Yeah. Yeah.
specifying that you know you have an agreement.
Yeah.
You know,
Some kind of
certain things
appointment or some kind
certain
of
things
yeah.
that- But
Yeah.
now you can reach out to, because of social media, you can reach out to anyone.
Directly to anybody.
So I mean, and that basically is what it is. Really. I mean, you're not guaranteed success in the music business. That's just not how the business.
No, that's
works.
not how it works.
Nope.
No.
A
It's
lot of
not
times they
that
choose-
easy.
A lot of times they choose you.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is.
That's the way
They
it
see
is.
you, they're like, hey, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that color shirt. I like
Sometimes
that
it
shade.
might not even have to do with your music.
Exactly. I like that shade. I mean,
Yeah.
he kind of fit in with that. Kind
Yeah.
of works with what I am about.
I can work with you.
Work
I
with
can
that.
mold you into what I want you to become.
That's what it is.
You are officially tuned in to the Freeway Show with your homie Jukebox.
You gotta hone your craft. You gotta work on your skill. You gotta put in time if you want to succeed and make it to the top. If you definitely want to leave a mark on your industry or what you do, you have to put in that
Most
time.
definitely. You can't just wake up one day and decide, hey, I'm
No.
a star.
It's not that easy.
It's not.
It's not that easy.
Are you a star though?
It's not that easy, man. All right, man. My man, tell me before you check out with us. Tell me if you want to hear the music, if you want to get at you, check out the profile, all that stuff. Where can we go and see it?
You can get at me on Facebook. You can get at me on the Prevail website. You can get at me on Instagram. I'm on there as Rhythm of Soul.
Rhythm of Soul.
RIDDIM of Soul. One
Okay,
word.
okay. RIDDIM
Of Soul.
of Soul. Rhythm of Soul.
So it's kind of
All
like
right.
a merger between the two cultures,
Yeah.
Caribbean and R&B soul.
Right. I like that. That's the Rhythm of Soul right there. Man, Audie Hewitt. Audie. That's the back home folk. Audie.
That's for real.
The man Audie Hewitt in the building. Thank you for joining us. We definitely have to hit you up. And remember, when you're going to check out my man's music on Facebook or YouTube, Instagram, make sure you take the credit card and support the movement. I'm all about the support, man, because you know what I mean? For an artist to get up every day, go to the studio, and provide entertainment to a listener, it's not easy. You know what I
man.
mean? When you take it in, you listen, you're kicking back at home, and you're feeling good. Remember, the artist is making you feel good.
Definitely.
He's offering you a service.
If you're,
So
you're-
help a little.
if you're looking for production, if you're looking for a producer, vocal coach, man,
It costs
Right.
money.
right here.
Hit him up, man. You already got it. Rhythm of Soul. If you want that rhythm of soul in you, check out my man. So thanks for coming through. Big up. We appreciate your time, man.
Real talk. Big up
Stay
to
blessed.
The Black Dreams Entertainment.
Black Dreams,
Family.
Apex Radio,
Apex
Freeway
Radio.
Show.
For real.
Salute.